If you want to start a one-to-one coaching business, I'm going to walk you through the exact steps that I would take to start a coaching business right now. My name is Brian O'Neill, and I have coached hundreds of clients since 2020 in a variety of different ways, most of them on mindset and how to pick the best online business based on the existing set of skills you already have. When we are getting into an online business, a lot of us think about it in the reverse order. And I like to start at the very top, which was coaching. And that's how I started. That's how I got my first client, was I got a one-to-one coaching client. I'll tell you how in a minute. But most people think, all right, I'll just sell digital products, right? I'll sell maybe a $17 or a $27 PDF, and I'll make some money, and then I'll work my way up to maybe a course that I might sell for $500 or $1,000, and then I'll work up to the coaching. And if you're going to end up there anyways, why not just start there? Because it's all the same. You're essentially teaching the same stuff if you think about it. What's in your one-to-one coaching program is likely in your PDF. So you could just teach your PDF in a one-to-one call and get paid more money because you're doing it in a one-to-one version. Okay, so I want you to just think about that. And it makes a lot of sense. And the only thing that you have to do now is just get over your fears. Like, who am I to coach? I'm not a coach. If you've solved a problem for yourself and you've helped other people in real life, and by real life, I mean not on the internet, then you're qualified, right? You do not need to be an expert. There's no certification. You don't have to go out and get a life coaching certification. It's like, you solved a problem for yourself. You know how to help people. You've done it in person, in real life. Whether it was free or paid doesn't make any difference. A lot of the times you've helped people in your job, right? In your career for a long time. That could be a coaching program. So I just get over all that stuff and start with the coaching, especially if you know you want to end up there. Don't take all the small steps, like just go for it, right? Because you may not ever get there. You may stall out at digital products. Here are the exact steps that I want you to take, and I'm going to share my screen, and I will never get off of this. This is the easiest way to start a coaching business. This is my free Skool community, and if you need an idea, then come here to pick the right online business. And this is one of the things that I help people coach, okay? So that I help people with in my coaching program is, what business do I start? You're gonna get that inside here. So you would want to start a free Skool community for your coaching business. And you drive all the traffic here. And I'll talk about traffic in a minute. All right. Now, this is what it looks like. You would join the group. And then when you get inside the group, you're going to have posts. You're going to tell people what to do. You're going to give them stuff, value, whatever you want to call it. You could send them DMs. And all I would simply offer in my community, based on the idea or the topic that I want to help people with. Like, think about one problem that you want to help people with, right? Maybe you want to simply help moms plan meals for their families. Like, that's one thing that you solved well, and you want to do that, and you're going to do that in a coaching format on a call. Or you're like me, pick your online business. This group solves one specific problem for a certain individual, like people who have tried a bunch of different side hustles and they don't know what to do. They don't know what business to start. That was me, 26 side hustles in 14 years. So this was my lead magnet, essentially. Pick your online business. And now it's in the classroom. So if you go to the classroom here, right, there's nothing in here that's built, but I have all this draft stuff. I'm putting this together. This video is actually going to be right in this classroom, right here under coaching. Now, if I wanted to create a course, I would just simply do this. I would just say, book your one-to-one call with Brian, okay? And you can make this free in the beginning. And we will cover XYZ on the call and whatever else you want to write there, add. So now I go back to the classroom. It is an actual course here. It's in draft mode. But now I would simply just do this. I would just go in here and I would add my link. So you can set up like a Google Workspace account and have your Google Meet link here. Or if you have Zoom, you could do Zoom and just have the link here and just simply say, book your call using this link. All right, you could have a video in here. Now, here's what I would do. I would put a video in here. I'm not going to publish this, but I would put a video in here. I would record. I would tell them exactly what to expect on the call, what we're going to cover, how to show up the right way. And then they would book the link and it would go to, you can use Calendly, you can use the Google Meet link. There's so many different ways. Don't overthink this. Or you can just manually book it. You could literally just manually book it in the DMs. They show up to the call, you help them. When we do these calls, you want to make sure that you're helping people, not selling them. When you do that, when you solve the problem, like let's say, for instance, you're on a call with the person and you help them with their meal plan, or you help them with their workout plan, or maybe you're helping them with Excel spreadsheets or whatever it is that you're good at. Or in my case, I help them get over this hump of picking the right business. And then I give them the next step. It's like, okay, you've picked this. Here's the thing that you're going to do next. And you don't have to sell on those calls. But what ends up happening is a lot of the times if you help them, they might go into that same community and make a post and just say, hey, I just got off my call with Brian, and here's what happened. I got clarity. I was able to pick my business. I'm so happy. And this is going to be the next step. And you should go book your call with Brian too. That actually happens in one of my other groups all the time. What it does for me personally, and what it will do for you as a one-to-one coach, free calls. Like I started my coaching business doing free calls. I did hundreds of them before I landed my first client, $1,500, and that person renewed with me for double that. So that was worth the effort of doing all of those calls. And what I learned from doing all those calls is that people repeat the same things. Like, hey, I don't know what business to start, or I can't stop researching everything. I can't stop overthinking. I can only stick with something for 3 months. I can't focus, which basically was me. I had an inkling that was the problem because I went through the same exact thing. 26 side hustles in 14 years. I gave up on all of them, and I was doing a lot of the same things. And I'm like, there's no way I can be the only one that's feeling this way. And when I started talking to people, they were validating that and saying, oh yeah, you just described my entire life. And I was able to solve that problem for myself. And now I share it with other people and I'm able to help them as well. But I didn't go straight paid from day one. And I certainly didn't start with a $17 or 27 PDF. I just went right to coaching because that's what I knew I wanted to do. So if you know that's what you want to do, then just go for that and learn in real time. There's very little friction on a free call. Like, help them for free and make them understand that I've solved this problem for myself. I've helped other people, but I'm brand new to the online world and I'm going to coach you for free. And I don't really expect anything of you other than to do what I'm telling you to do. Take the action items. If you want to help me, take the action items. And if you feel like saying something nice about me, then go ahead, but no pressure. What will happen when you make that approach is, number one, you'll become a better coach because you'll get all those reps in. Number two, you're going to get the patterns repeated. I'm struggling with this. This is the end result I want. I want time. I want freedom. In the case that I gave of helping moms with planning meals or helping dads planning meals would be, I don't have to worry about what to make. Like, that's a mental thing. Now I know what to do. Before, I didn't know what to make, and my challenge was time, or my challenge was ingredients, or whatever it was. You solve for the roadblock, the thing that's stopping them. Like, most people, when they're looking at starting a business online, they have too many ideas, they have too many options, they think they don't have enough time, they overthink everything, and they do a lot of research. And I say to myself, okay, if I can stop people from doing that, then I can get paid for that. And that's exactly what happened. And then I tell them about what the end result looks like for them. It's like, you'll have one business idea, you'll have clarity, and you just have to execute on these steps. And enough people say that, then you can develop. Now, here's the cool part, is you can develop your courses, you can develop your digital products if you choose to sell those. And then maybe one day you decide to step away from the one-to-one coaching business and you've got all the data. Now you just deliver it in a paid community just like the one I showed you, which is free, but you could turn that to paid or start a paid community. And you're delivering the same stuff that you were in your one-to-one coaching program. Inevitably, people are going to ask you when you're helping them on calls, because this has happened to me. It's like, hey, how do I get more calls with you? Or what do I do next? When somebody asks that, right? So let's just play that hypothetical. I'll give you a little sales lesson right now. If somebody says, how do I get more calls with you? And I'll just say, well, how many do you want? How many do you think you'll need? And then I'll wait. And then I'll say, okay, let's just say they say 3. Okay, I want 3 calls. What would you want to cover in those calls? Stop talking, let them answer. And I would be writing down the notes. And then after they tell me what they would want to cover, and I would say, okay, so you said you want XYZ, you want to cover XYZ, you want 3 calls. At the end of the 3 calls, what would you want to be true? Like, what is the result that you're looking for? And they would tell me. And they might have to think about it. Well, I would want to have my first online offer, or maybe I would want to open my first Skool community. Then I would say, okay, and I would give it back to them. All right, so you want to have your first Skool community launched. You want to learn the exact steps to do that in these 3 calls. And then you want exactly 3 calls. Do I have that correct? Yes, you have that correct. So we're not missing anything. Okay, you could probably do that in 3 calls. You might need 6. Or if they said 1 call, I could say you would definitely need 3 calls. I'd say normally my rate is $100 per hour. I'm just making up numbers here. But for a package of 3 calls, it's $250. And I wouldn't say another word. And I would just let them decide. And they'll tell you, I'll just do the 1 or I'll do the 3. And then you just move forward and you get enough of that practice. And if they say no, you just say, well, you just said you wanted this result. Like, I can help you get that. So that's how you can start practicing being a coach, getting information, and also practicing making offers and having them, the people that you're doing the one-to-ones with, build your offer for you. And then you can make a lot more money. So that's exactly how I would launch a coaching business if I were to start today. And then the only thing that you need to be focused on once you launch and you do that is, how do you get attention? And getting attention comes from being consistent on social media. And there's no way around this. Like, if you're not ready to make content, then you don't really want to be a coach, and you don't want an online business. You got to generate activity. You got to generate leads. So you got to either do YouTube videos. I built my entire coaching business on TikTok. I posted videos every single day for many months straight. I went live on that platform 30 days straight for 1 hour every time. That's actually how I landed my first client. They saw me on a live and they booked a call with me. That was my lead magnet. This was before Skool existed. That was my lead magnet. It was a 30-minute call with me. It was a get to know you session, or whatever you wanted to call it. And that's how I got my first client. But you got to do that a lot. You can't just open up a Skool community and hope people are going to find it. You got to tell people about it, and you got to get a lot of traffic there and get them to join, and then direct them. Like, hey, when you join, make sure that you book your free call with me. Call it a clarity call. You call it a roadblock call. For goodness sake, don't call it a strategy session, because all that is a sales call, and people know it. Okay, no reason for you not to go straight to coaching. You can skip the digital products and the courses if you definitely want to go to coaching. This works, and this will be much faster and much easier for you to execute on.